Hey folks, this lesson is angles in degrees and radians, and all your math lessons can be found at Mrmathblog.com. We're going to talk about angles that are in standard position and both in degrees and radians. We're going to start with degrees. I'm dog sitting, so you can hear my mom's dog is over here, so she's kind of nervous. So if you hear some whining, that's what that's about. Anyways, sorry. In a coordinate plane, an angle can be formed by two rays. The first ray, where the angle starts, is called the initial side, and where the angle ends, it's called the terminal side. Okay, and notice that the vertex is at the origin of here's my y-axis, here's my x-axis right here. Okay, and then so an angle that's in standard position, if the vertex is at the origin right there, and the initial side is on the positive x-axis, here's the negative x-axis over here, and then the terminal side is somewhere over here, and it could go down this way also. So as long as we start right here on the positive x-axis right there, and the vertex is right there at the origin. So an angle is positive if it opens counterclockwise, so if it opens to the left, and it's a negative angle if it opens clockwise down that way right there. Okay, so the terminal side can make more than one complete revolution. We'll find out real soon. So draw an angle with the given measure in standard position. Well, this just means the vertex is at the origin right there, and we start on the positive x-axis. Okay, so 240 degrees. Okay, 240 degrees. Here's 180 over here. Okay, remember it's 360 all the way around, so halfway around is half of that, so 180. And then so 240 is 60 degrees more than 180 right there, so it would be down there. And so in pre-calculus, we want to know how many degrees off the x-axis this angle is right there. So you'll talk about this angle mostly right there. So anyways, there's our 240 degrees right there, and just note that it's 60 degrees off the x-axis right there. Okay, 500 degrees. Remember, a whole circle is 360, so we're going to go all the way around over one complete revolution, and then we're going to go an additional 140 right there. Okay, so that would give us 500 degrees all the way around right there. Okay, so, and notice it's 140 degrees off this positive x-axis. How much is it off this negative x-axis over here? Okay, well, if this is 140, then this side's going to have to be 40 because it's 180 over there, okay? All right, so negative 50. Okay, that means we're going to go clockwise. So there's a negative 50 degree angle right there. And we want to know how far is that off the x-axis. It's 50 degrees off the x-axis. Anyways, but negative just means we're going to open clockwise like that, okay? Okay, so coterminal angles are angles whose terminal sides coincide. That means they end at the same spot. So we did that 500 degree angle. Well, it's a coterminal angle with 140 degrees because they both have a terminal side at the same spot right there. So those are called coterminal angles. Okay, so find one positive and one negative coterminal angle with each. Well, there's infinitely many, you guys. We just have to add or subtract multiples of 360. So to get one positive, we just add 360 degrees, and that's going to give us 315 degrees. They'd be coterminals, okay? Remember, because wherever the angle is, let me back up right here, so let me go to that right there. If I wanted to get back to this, I just add another 360. That would get me to that, and then I can add another 360, and it'll get me back to that. Remember, 360 is one complete circle right there. So wherever this angle is, we can just add another 360, or we can subtract 360, and it'll get us back to that right there, okay? So on this one here, we just, the negative 395, if we take off 360, that's, or did I say negative 395, positive 395, if we subtract 360, there's one positive coterminal angle, and here's one negative coterminal angle. There's infinitely many more. You just got to keep adding and or subtracting 360. All right, and remember from geometry, the circumference of a circle was 2 pi r. So in a full circle, there's going to be 2 pi, what's called radians, in a full circle right here. So 360 degrees is equivalent to 2 radians. 180 degrees is half a circle, so half of 2 pi would be 1 pi. So 360 is equal to 2 pi radians, and 180 degrees is equal to pi radians right there, okay? So here we go. Here it is in degrees. This is 0 degrees, or if we go all the way around, it's 360 degrees. Right here, this is 90 degrees, this is 180, and then just keep adding 90. This is 270, and add 90 is 360. If we added 90 again, we get 450 right here. If we added 90 again, that'd give us 540, and so on. So those are in degrees. And then if we did it in radians right here, this is 0 radians. Notice there's no degree symbol right there. If there's no degree symbol, then interpret that to be radians, okay? Or it's 2 pi radians, okay? So if this is 0, then this is half of 2 pi. This is pi. Okay, and then take half of that, that's pi over 2, and this is 3 pi over 2, okay, so in radians. Okay, you can hear the dog, she's just anxious because her mom's not here, which is my mom, anyways, and I'm dog sitting. Okay, so anyway, so we're going to convert between degrees and radians to degrees. So when we convert degrees to radians, we multiply by pi radians divided by 180, and then we just do the reciprocal when we do radians to degrees. We multiply it by 180 degrees divided by pi radians, okay? So let's convert both of these. This degrees we're going to convert to radians, and this radians we're going to convert to degrees. Okay, so here's our magic formulas right there. They're not really that hard, you guys. So when I'm going to do degrees to radians, I multiply by pi over 180, and so what happens is this degree will cancel out that degree, and we'll be left in radians. And then on this guy, we're going to multiply by 180 over pi, and so notice this radians is going to cancel out that radians, and we're going to be left with degrees right there, okay? Real easy. Okay, so here we go. So we can go ahead, and I know 5 goes into that 25 times, and into that 36 times right there. So we get 25 pi over 36 radians right there. Now we don't have to say radians, because if there's no degree symbol, then it's interpreted to be radians, okay? And then right here, the pi radians are going to cancel, and then 12 goes into 180. I think it's 15 times, and don't forget it's negative 15 because of that negative right there, okay? All right, if you're in my class, you would be taking that assignment. Take care.